Astromancer, Prophet of Success in patch 8.1. Now that we've seen the Alchemist and Gate Master in action, let's look at the Friend of the Cosmos, the Astromancer. The tooltips tell us Astromancy is an alternative term for Lore of Heavens, so don't expect final transmutation from this hero. That's someone else's gig. Recruited for our standard 1000 gold and 250 upkeep. On Ultra Unit scale is 3420 health. Armor is 15, missile resistance 15%, leadership 60, speed 34 on foot, charge speed 41. I'm sure these numbers sound a bit familiar. Melee attack begins at 40, not completely indecent, and for on foot and all mounts, this is a magical attack hero, attack interval 4 seconds, splash target size medium, so mounted yeoman on down, and a maximum targets actually damaged of 3, no matter how many goblins and animation sends flying. That's in melee. Melee defense starts at 25, which is really low. Weapon strength 300 is split base 210 and armor piercing 90, standard caster figures. Charge bonus of 10, mass 600. Like other Cathay casters, this is a mastery of the elemental winds character. Well, I say other casters, but claw speakers are not. For the rest, more of them in one army, and each contributes plus 15% spell intensity for everyone, should there be more than one caster, period. There are a number of mounts, but Total War Warhammer stats had an issue when I was trying to record this, so I've defaulted to Total War Planner. I did make the script using the TWW stats site. On a Warhorse, upkeep up to 275 to keep it. Health 3,848, armor 50, speed 78, charge speed 108, charge bonus 30, mass 1,000. Aside from becoming a large target in game mechanics, that's it. On a Great Moonbird, this one coming at rank 13, upkeep soars to 450 gold, health to 7,306, armor is only 40, but in addition to missile resistance 15%, the mount creates fire resistance 40%. Speed and charge speed 120 in the air is blazing fast. Melee attack 44, and in addition to magical attack, this also inflicts flaming attack. Thus, sources of fire weakness are crucial for maximizing damage. Attack interval 4 seconds, splash target size large, so trolls on down and trolls will feel the flames. Max targets actually damaged of 5, so for better or worse, this damage is spread around, like an inferno. Melee defense starts at 50. 50 is pretty good. Weapon strength 560 is quite a lot, split base 360 and armor piercing 200, charge bonus 46, mass 2000. Moon Flare still causes vortex damage, watch out below. Only usable while flying, and you can't use it while flying over city walls, but that's okay. There's a spell for that. Or 3. Causes fear and terror and siege attacker? Check. Wu Xing War Compass. At rank 18, upkeep falls to earth for 325, health to 6,656, armor 80, speed 30, charge speed 40, melee attack a mere 30, attack interval 4 seconds, splash target size very large in chariot fashion, max targets damaged of 4. Melee defense is a chariot style 20. The bird had a lot more defense. Weapon strength back to the foot value of 300, split base 210, AP 90, could be a lot worse. Charge bonus 20 and mass 2000. Unless you have a leveled Yuan Bo with you, the bounce spells are limited to 2 uses of Celestial Lightning and Celestial Comet, but they're free. Things to keep in mind are that this is the only unit in the Cathay roster with collision attacks despite its restrained speed, and it's not a Yang generator as a mount. That's a trick for alchemists and magistrates, not here. For the skill lines, the Astromancer is a scouting hero, raising army magic item drop chance. Spread control is the map passive, the agent actions are steal technology, as in this is where it was hiding, wound, and block army. Situational stuff, with specialist reducing the gold fee. The Astromancer can use 1 pip wonders, wind harmony, and range discipline for plus 10% spell resistance or missile resistance respectively. The hero has a fully functional Lore of Heavens magic line, with evasion and arcane conduit, and therefore can look forward to cleansing the battlefield with Comet, and so forth. Thunder from the skies, wind from the sides, area effect hex on melee troops, yes. At rank 12, the personal line begins with Attune to the Heavens, a nice plus 3 Winds of Magic power reserve per end turn, which counteracts bad provinces for wins and heaps help on good ones. The remaining pips here are not mutually incompatible, grab them all. Weaving the Winds gives minus 15% to cooldown for Heaven spells. Martial Instincts gives a nice melee attack plus 5 and melee defense plus 5, mostly impactful on the bird. Trusted Counsel gives research rate plus 4 points, and construction cost minus 10% for buildings in local province. And Celestial Conduit raises spell mastery plus 10%, that's nice, and independent of other spellcaster presence. At rank 14, you can pick one of 3 final pips. They are mutually exclusive. Astromantic Warding makes Jade Lions, Jet Lions, and Terracotta Sentinels in that army project a 35-meter physical resistance plus 10% aura, and the buffer is also a client and benefits. Heavenly Bonds grants a similar buff aura to Celestial Lions and Celestial Moon Birds for plus 15% speed and plus 15 armor. That's nice too. Peerless Astromancy is a self-buff for plus 15 armor and plus 10% targeting range for spells. That's his cast spells. When you're using comets and thunderbolts, yeah, this can actually matter. So, how do you play the Astromancer? That last choice certainly matters, but it's important to emphasize that the Astromancer spell kit directly helps basically every construct around anyway. Pick what you want as a matter of flavor, but it never gets old to be able to clean an area around a sentinel with a comet from the heavens. These spells are not to be ignored, not when spell intensity gets cranked up to a pretty large degree. If you're using the Great Moon Bird, keep in mind my recent video about the game not really allowing charges between different planes of existence, by which I mean air and ground. So, charge air opponents from the air, charge ground opponents from the ground for maximum impact. If the impact isn't needed, you can ignore this. I mean, this is a Fear and Terror bird. So the bottom line is that these mount options are pretty hardy and can more easily support comet smashing in the vicinity than squishier stuff that other factions get. You can absolutely use these heroes as roadblocks in this way, though you'll probably use them as buffers and spell artillery as they're naturally meant to be. You're not reinventing the wheel. You're just delivering fury as part of the greater cosmos. Work with the team, and the team will work with you. So, consider this hero mandatory for serious construct armies, and have at it. Take care, and have fun zapping your enemies. It's joyful for you, less for them.